Like I said, I was named Texas Monthly Rising Star. There's only about 2.5% of lawyers in the entire state of Texas that have ever received that. I know one myself, and Jonathan Keisha, and then Judge Slaughter, I think, was the only other ones. But a judge, you know, like anybody else, you don't just get respect because you're the judge. You have to earn that respect, and you have to keep that respect. And that's what I plan to do. I will follow the law that's written, and I'm not going to legislate from the bench. You know, and I'm running also because I want to help Galveston County to maintain Galveston County as a Republican county. I think we need more Hispanics running because it's coming up in the next few years. You've already heard it, Battleground, Texas, they're here. And I want to be the part of Galveston County that helps to keep Galveston County red. I've got a lot of family support, and I've been working on them for a few years, and it's tough, but trying to get Hispanics to look at the values. You have the same common values. You know, you're not for abortion. You are hardworking folks. Once they see the values and compare them, they realize they are really Republicans, but just been Democrats because they were told they were Democrats. So I'm asking for your support, and I appreciate your vote. I'm Donna Quintanilla. Thank you.
The reason I decided to run for judge, let me preface it just for a minute. All four of us are qualified. We're all good folks. You'll get a good candidate amongst the four of us, and you'll do a way better job than Chris Dupuy. That's pretty easy to do. If you bring this out, you're going to do a better job than Chris Dupuy. The reason, and I've got a good job, I've got a good life. My wife and I have run the Friends of Community Prayer Breakfast since 2001. We've been leaders in the community. I don't consider myself a politician. I've never run for office before. The reason I decided to run is because of what was going on in County Court number 3, and it angered me as a Republican to see the Republican Party get a bad name and a black eye in County Court number 3. What we need in there is someone who's a community leader, someone who will be beyond and above reproach, someone who will be looked at and whose name won't be in the paper every day. To me, the best judge is like an umpire. You don't know the best judges' names because you hardly see their name in the paper. They're just quietly doing their jobs every day. The reason I got involved is because as a community leader in the Friends of the Community Prayer Breakfast, where we've brought different churches together, where we've had different politicians and different pastors speak, it's a job that's blessed my wife and I with a good standing in the community. We have a good name. We have a good reputation. We've won awards for this prayer breakfast. We had a Byron and Carol Folk Day several years ago, and I joked with my wife that I hoped I didn't get a speeding ticket that day because I don't know if that would get me out of it or not. So fortunately, I didn't do that. We are leaders in the community, and someone needs to be in County Court 3 who's qualified, who has the experience. I've tried 24 serious cases. I don't think I mentioned I've only lost 4 of those in the 24 serious cases I've tried. I've got the endorsement of State Senator Larry Taylor. I've got the endorsement of Dr. Robin Armstrong. But the main thing is I've got the community experience and the community credibility where I can hopefully restore integrity to that court with your help. Thank you very much.
All right, let me springboard kind of off of what my opponents have said. I absolutely agree with everything that they said that a judge should be. And I think they've got a judge there in County Court 3 that is every bit of what everybody believes a judge should be. I have been running that court since June. There was a reason why I was the person that your county, Republican county leaders came to take that bench. At the time, I had a job. I had 2 really good jobs. I was running the municipal court in League City, and I was running the juvenile court in the county. And they approached me to take this bench, take on this challenge, and I did so. And I did so because I felt like Galveston County deserved somebody on the bench that was fair, that was ethical, that had integrity, that was efficient and could run an efficient court and could run an orderly court. And I think that I have done that. In fact, I worked my tail off to do that. Disposing of 3,000 cases in just a short amount of time is no easy task. And if there's any implication that I'm not putting my work in, I think you're not looking, because I'm definitely working hard in that court. I am the only candidate up here that can sit here and say I have been successful as a judge and successful as a judge in 3 different courts, 3 courts that do different things. I've been successful in each and every one. I have a long-standing reputation for fairness on the bench and for efficiency on the bench. I am, more importantly, I'm your known factor here. You know what kind of judge I'm going to be because I've been a judge in this county in some capacity or another for over 11 years. I managed to stay out of the newspaper. I managed to keep my head down and do a good job in each and every court that I was in. I believe, the only person in this race standing up here that can say, I'm your true conservative Republican. I'm not a Johnny-come-lately. I didn't just decide that I wanted to be a Republican whenever I wanted to be a judge. I was very well seated in the Republican Party before I was approached with this opportunity. I'm working hard there in the court, and what I'd like to point out to you is, what you're not hearing, what I have yet to hear is, Carrie's not doing this in that court that she should be doing, or Carrie is doing this that she shouldn't be doing. I've received nothing but praise and compliments for the way that court is being run, and if experience matters to you, and if party loyalty matters to you, I am Carrie Foley, and I would very much appreciate your support in the primary.
I'm Barbara Roberts, and I am currently the judge of Galveston County Court at Law Number 2. And I'm really running on my record. Before I give you what some of those highlights of the accomplishments are, I want to reiterate what the court does. We do civil cases. We do criminal misdemeanor cases, which means we can sentence people up to 1 year in county jail and or a $4,000 fine. We do juvenile law cases, which you may think, oh, it's just kids being pranks and getting in trouble. I am the judge who determined that a 14-year-old should stand trial as an adult for stabbing to death a 76-year-old woman. There were over 50 stab wounds to this poor woman. And I held a hearing, a lengthy hearing, a 2-week hearing, and determined he should stand trial as an adult, and he was convicted. We also hear all the appeals from the JP courts, and we have exclusive jurisdiction to hear any takings or eminent domain cases. Those don't go to any other courts but the 3 county courts. During my tenure, I have substantially reduced the number of cases on the court's docket. I've set cases for trial. I've ordered parties to mediate. I've dismissed frivolous lawsuits, and I've moved cases along that were just being reset. This helps ensure that my cases are moving. People are being heard on a timely basis. In the first 30 months, I disposed of almost 15,000 cases. That's a lot of cases that are moving through. And they were disposed of fairly and equitably. I've instituted a policy in which anyone who is arrested for DWI, not even gone to trial yet, they can't get out on bond unless they have an interlock device on their vehicle, even for a first arrest. I've had to push back from the defense attorneys. Well, they're not convicted. I don't care. They were arrested. They're going to get the interlock device on their car. I've had changed the ways that juvenile cases are assigned to the county courts. When I came in, there was a real possibility, not that it occurred, to do foreign shopping, and I changed that with the help of the other judges. I was also instrumental. I wrote the new indigent defense plan that says to be on the indigent defense list, where we appoint attorneys to represent those in our county who are indigent. You must either have a law practice, a visible law practice in the county, or you must have a home in the county. And I took that to the other judges. We debated it. It took us a couple of months. Everyone saw the benefit of that. So now we are appointing Galveston County attorneys to those cases. I think if you look at other things in my record, you'll see that I have worked very hard and very efficiently. I'm going to tell you, again, our race will be decided in the primary. If you're going to vote for me, vote in the primary, early voting, or by March. If you're going to vote for my opponent, wait till November.
I'm not sure what to do with that. Maybe I should take it when I can get it. But in sizing me up, I'm Jonathan Kieschnick, and in sizing me up, I want to be real candid with y'all so that you know what you're getting if you cast a vote with me. Part of knowing who I am is understanding my philosophy about law and politics. It may not be a real popular philosophy in the primary process, but I'm going to tell you what it is anyway. At this time, we all know that there's a whole lot of political division, even within the Republican Party. At this time, particularly with what's going on in D.C., there's a whole lot of people with a very low opinion about the legislative branch of our government. That's why it's so critical at this time that law be separate from politics, that politics not screw up the great protections that are available to all of our citizens under the Constitution. The law must be followed. So what do we do at the county court level with this? Number one, judges have to be impartial, not political, in rendering decisions. Number two, judges have to follow the law whether they like it or not. And they shouldn't make a decision out of fear of political consequence, or they shouldn't try to make a political statement in a decision. The law is supreme in these courts, and it must be. In addition, a judge has to know, and I'm telling you I'm committed to this, that no matter the party affiliation, the walk of life, the social strata, rich or poor, doesn't matter, our constitutional protections are available to everyone and have to be protected in these courts of law. Finally, judges have to be public servants and recognize the word servant means something. In my church, we call us servant leaders. So far too often, we've got public servants that forget the word servant. I won't do that. So what will happen if we follow these fundamentals? I'm telling you right now, the judicial system will serve its purpose to protect the innocent and punish the wrongdoer. In addition, as a political byproduct of that, if Republican judges follow those fundamentals, it'll bring honor to the Republican Party. The party will be viewed as a party that preserves the integrity of our judicial system. I was at the American Legion Hall in Leeds City last Friday, and I had just come from work, and I was grossly overdressed. And when I walked in, I could tell that there was a whole lot of skepticism. When they found out I wasn't there to talk about politics, but to talk about the judicial system that they fought to protect, you could see it in their eyes. They appreciate that, and that's how we've got to serve. I'm Jonathan Kieschnick. I've been waiting 17 years to do this. I've built my resume, and I appreciate the opportunity to serve you.
Okay, everybody, that concludes our forum. Let's thank all these candidates for coming out today.